In this fiscal year, we completed our most comprehensive, structured and collaborative community needs assessment exercise in India, reaching every village in the vicinity of our operations. This, to my mind, Tom, was a very meaningful exercise. The main concerns we heard were about improving livelihoods, either in terms of employment or supplier opportunities with Vedanta, and the environment, primarily in water and soil quality. We have always endeavored and focused our efforts on these areas and will continue to strengthen the same. In addition, we will assess any other areas of concern that are raised through our material issues assessment.
It's been almost 2 years since I've been visiting Vedanta sites, and I've been struck by the sheer breadth and depth of our community development activities. Many companies use the term community investment, but this is the first time I've seen a company that truly embodies the phrase. Vedanta does do things differently, building interdependence and empowerment instead of just dependence and philanthropy. We've now introduced a performance-driven phase of our sustainability strategy, having put tried and tested systems into action in recent years. And the significant improvements to our safety performance are testimony to this. Ethics and integrity are the heart of our agenda for sustainable development, and increasingly this includes tax reporting. And we've had some tax reporting controversies in Zambia that I think really relate to myth and mythology versus fact, but clearly this reinforces our own need to have consistent and transparent reporting of all our tax payments made, all payments to government, and that's critical for our reputation and our license to operate.
Continuing from where Tom left, I think in the larger context, adding a fourth pillar, strategic communications, to our sustainable development model, along with the other pillars, which are very critical, responsible stewardship, adding and sharing value, and building strong relationships, was very critical as it reflects our commitment of being transparent and responsible corporate citizen. As part of this focus on communications, all of our policies and company news are made available on our websites regularly and in real time. Communities, public at large, civil society, and government bodies will always be our key stakeholders. Our heritage of social investment and local ownership differentiates us from other corporate responsibility programs, which is rooted in 30 years of meaningful community engagement, and its legacy will last for many years to come. We have also used the feedback from our key financial and global stakeholders that helped us align our Sustainable Development Report with our annual report.
We're learning more and more about how we can create value for our shareholders while also creating value to the society in which we operate. However, we cannot claim to have mastered this yet. I do believe we need to focus on improving performance against our sustainability metrics. We're now at a point where we have a comprehensive, robust, and successful sustainable development story to tell, and we intend to build more high-level partnerships and collaborative industry memberships to allow us to share our experiences.
One trend that we see globally is that the public expectations are immense from large corporates. We are increasingly seeing that companies are held accountable for any opaque practices. This is a key element of robust feedback, which is probably helped by social media. My priority is to keep building positive relationships with those who have an interest in Vedanta and those whom we impact by the very nature of our operations. I look forward to convening all of our stakeholders in a neutral forum to explore ways that can add more value to build a sustainable future which can bring economic prosperity along with wealth creation. At this stage, we are focused on continuing to improve our performance and setting out a roadmap for the long-term sustainable development priorities for Vedanta. So Tom, what do you think?
Well, look, I want to talk to all of you. You're watching this video. We have 82,000 people, employees and contractors. You're the important solution to how we actually act as the proper neighbors and we show that proper respect. We can set the policies with the board. We can set the framework with NGOs, with governments. We can make voluntary and public commitments. But what we do at the board will only be effective if each of you are equally effective and equally respectful of those areas in where we interact with ourselves, our communities, and the environment. Each of you have to look after your own safety and look after the safety of everyone around you. Each of you need to work with the communities. Many of our plants surround and they bound up against communities. How do we respect the people living at our plant gate? How do we respect the people that may not be the most entitled people within that community area? How do we look after the entire group that would be really beyond free, prior, informed consent? How do we look after the environment? How do we look after our waste management, our water management, air management? We can set the policies, but it's up to you. So again, you do great things, we'll do great things.